Hey guys, what's going on? This is Andrew here today, and we are going to be talking about the Xbox 360 and PS3. Over the past few months, I've been taking a look at these consoles and just have been more and more interested in them over time. I don't know if it's just because I basically grew up with them, or my favorite genre is action-adventure, but I feel like these consoles are the consoles that aged much better than any other console ever. Looking at past generations, you didn't get a console that was able to keep up for the amount of years that these ones did. From 8-bit all the way to the PS2, game evolution was jumping dramatically every generation. After the 6th generation of consoles, the next step was HD gameplay on the 360 and PS3, and just like that, the two consoles made so many game franchises evolve into what other games are still attempting to be. Comparing 7th gen graphics to now, things definitely have been a step up in terms of visuals, resolutions, and frame rates, but one thing that has been very consistent is gameplay. You could argue that the same can be said about the original Xbox and PS2, but some of those games had terrible camera controls and annoying button layouts as well. After little to no time on the 360 and PS3, the standard for how a 3D game should control was established. Every other controller that Microsoft made was based on the 360 gamepad layout, and to this day, it still gets native PC support in games. Arguably, Microsoft took the design of the DC controller and made it similar to the DualShock as well, if you want to get technical though. Games I like to look at that inspired how games are designed today are GTA 5, Black Ops, and The Last of Us. Playing these games today, I don't feel like I'm playing something from 2 console generations ago. Some very little aspects of the games are dated, but overall they still feel like how games play today. In GTA, I still feel like this game set the bar for a perfect open world game, and I feel that no other game, no matter how hard they tried, could top these. Driving still feels smooth, the story is enjoyable across 3 characters, and it is still being played to this day on the new consoles to the point where it is being released again. In Black Ops, I feel like this was the start of the golden age of zombies and multiplayer. Although there are newer titles that definitely improved on the engine and frame rates, this game still feels the same as the others. It controls basically the same, and you don't feel like you were downgrading by going back to the zombies in Black Ops 2. To this day, Black Ops is still one of the biggest game franchises around, along with Modern Warfare and Call of Duty in general. The Last of Us absolutely destroyed any other game that played similarly to it for its time, and it caused Sony to make many of its exclusive games feel closer to it gameplay-wise. The Last of Us 2, where it did improve on the engine, obviously, you can argue that it plays very similarly and looks not that much better, but definitely better than Last of Us on the last consoles. If there is anything to take from last generation, it has to be the multiplayer. Sure, going all the way back to the Dreamcast we had online play, but Xbox Live and PSN set the bar for how multiplayer should work, and unfortunately Nintendo hasn't been able to create anything close to as good. Coming from experience, there are many people who met lifelong friends through Xbox Live and PSN. Multiplayer just felt so good at this time, and I feel like not much has changed since these days, which is a great thing. Joining a game server feels exactly the same nowadays, but I feel like going back to these consoles just feels much more authentic. Back then, trash talk was at its finest, death and hacking threats were brushed off, and game chat was brutal. So many games are taking away this feature, and I feel like it just takes something away. Maybe it's just a nostalgia for me, but I feel like the Xbox 360 and PS3 Online were the peak of multiplayer. I feel like this was the most impressive generation to me. So many game franchises started here, and so many evolved as well. Many big game servers are still up today, and I'm starting to wonder if they will ever go down. With the inclusion of 360 backwards compatibility on the Series X, I don't think the 360 is going anywhere anytime soon. But as for the PS3, for the love of God, Sony, please bring backwards compatibility back before someone makes an emulator on the Series X that will make you look like idiots. These consoles definitely aren't modern by any means, and don't replace next-gen consoles if you want newer games, but they damn well increase the life expectancy of a console generation as it lasted 8 years, and servers can still continued to run, and games were still launching on the console. Even to this day, there's still 1 or 2 games that you'll see on the Xbox 360 every once in a while. So, thank you for watching this video, guys. That's my take on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Maybe at some point I will go into more depth of these consoles, but this video was really just me talking about how well I've seen them age, and I think a lot of you will agree with me on this. I know some of you guys from like the Nintendo 64 or the PS2 will say, oh, those consoles age really well too, but in my opinion, I feel like these consoles age the best out of all of them. Thank you guys once again.